Hello and welcome to Caravan Salon Dusseldorf. This is the equipment which we're going to have a quick look at today. Now the equipment has actually been divided into two sections. One is which B2B and the other one's really B2C. So if you are an individual looking to buy things for your motorhome, then it'd be in another place. This is really looking for what the manufacturers are using. I'll do another one, of course, on the B2C section as well. But it's in a different part of the event completely. So this is one company you possibly haven't heard of. It's called Lipid Components, and what they do, for example, they do a number of things relating to motorhome manufacturing goods and things like this, such as this thing down here, which is a table leg, which it looks a bit like that film RoboCop, and you can see how it works. It's got a number of positions and it actually holds those positions. So that is something which I think is an improvement on most legs that you actually see in motorhomes. Another thing is that the bed. This company has quite an active policy on acquisitions. For example, last week it acquired a company which makes furniture for trains. And so this, of course, can be implemented also the engineering into motorhomes. But as far as beds are concerned, these are beds which pull out. This case, the Queen bed. You've seen them in, seen my films, then you've seen sort of things that they do. There's a slide out. It's one of the leading slide out manufacturers in the United States. They also do sort of pull out things for your dog, as well as we've got doors here, for example, and water tanks, such as those there. Okay, maybe the water tank might look super high tech.
Can I help you?
Okay, some other stuff here. Trailer tracker, GPS controlled, pretty useful thing to have. Of course, I mean, you can hide the tracker in the van, but if the police can't be bothered then to actually do anything, it becomes rather useless. Solar panels, something we need. Plastic molds. So that's if you manufacture integrated vans, for example, that's the sort of thing they do, and then you get them to mold your vans for you, and then you stick it onto your van. Okay, on the left we have a company Teleco. They've just come out with a Wi-Fi boost. No, sorry, a GSM booster. It works on 2, 3, and 4G. Whether or not it's going to work on 5G is something. Well, it doesn't work on 5G. There was a bit of a discussion here whether that was any use or not. My own opinion is that okay. I think it probably would be. Wouldn't be such a great problem. But there was somebody else says it's next. End up being next use. We don't know. I don't know enough about it. They also are noted for television, satellite televisions, and aircon systems. Now there we have Alde, best noted for their heating systems, and if you buy a van, you might have the option of having Alde heating in the van, which will come instead of having the Truma system. Ebersprache, also noted for heating systems, diesel heating. Now, is diesel heating cheaper than gas heating? Well, gas is a lot cheaper than diesel, but in diesel you need less of it. So it could well be that diesel works out cheaper. Dometic, best known for fridges, but they also do skylights, blinds, windows, and lots more things beside. Dometic is, I think, it's the world's leading outdoor equipment manufacturer, at least as far as the motorhomes are concerned. Number 2 position is Thetford, and I think Thetford is I mean, we know the products, of course, but I think it's somewhere behind the Swedish company Dometic. Freiheit and you may not know the name, but you know the products if you've parked anywhere in Germany. That's where you get your water from and your electricity. Now, coming on here, we've got this EFOI system, which can be installed into vans. It's a charging system. It uses, I think it's ethanol, and that is then used to charge batteries with. It produces a bit of heat energy, which can be in the winter. You can actually recycle it into your van for heating, and in the summer you probably have to use that as an exhaust. But why? If you're running out of energy in the summer and there's plenty of solar, there's something wrong with you, or with your system. Maybe probably won't be anything wrong with you, but there's something wrong with the system. Now, you've heard of Rimo. There's Rimo. There's another company though here, which is called Francana Freco. It's a catalogue, a big thick catalogue. You got lots and lots of things in there to choose for your vans should you need it. So anything like parts and things. Lots of the stuff that you'll see in this hall will be in the like Francanas and Rimos and Moveras catalogues. Now, on the left there we have Webasto, another company like Eberspacher, noted for diesel heating systems. But as far as this year is concerned, what they've looked at, the focus is on electricity. And for example, they've got electric heater for motorhomes. They've got electric charging station, which they had last year as well. They've got fridges. They've got air conditioning units. Very high-tech sort of stuff, and very much the future. Oh, on my right there was Oyster, noted for televisions. You see here we have doors. That's absolutely, in this case, that is a B2B product. I don't suppose many individuals are buying doors for their own build. Okay, Butner, they energy systems, so they have these battery controllers. They have the solar stuff, the inverters. I've got to say that I did have Butner solar panels on my van, and I was very unimpressed by the service. So I can't really recommend them. Polyplastic, they do windows and polyplastic plastics. And if you take, for example, one thing I have to say is in the Niesman Bishop's Mauve. Oh, there's a picture of it indeed. Yeah, this fantastic window we've got up here, this glass, and they've got all sorts of other things. They've got a photochromic one as well, which is changes with the sun, changes with night. Really very impressive material. Now today is it's the Monday of the trade fair. This is when the least amount of people are actually here, and you can see how many there are in this room. Okay, leisure telematics. Oops, children. And they sort of making your motorhome a smart home. Oh, here we have BR systems. Now they have a device for electronically putting your bike on. So what you do is you put your bike on that thing over there, and it goes up electronically. As I forgot to film on my site and how it actually works. You get to a certain age when you don't want to start lifting heavy bikes around. Understandable. Okay, Shout. You might know the name, but you'll know the equipment. There you are. That's the sort of thing. It tells you how much water and electricity is in your van. So there you go. That's the one they did for Heimer, but for many other vehicles as well. There you go. Deathlefts, what they do for them. But you can buy this in the Rimo catalogue, in the Francana catalogue, and all the others. I'm going to have to get one when I'm here for my van build. And here's another company you mightn't have heard of, Voringer, but although you might have if you watch my site, then because I went to their factory in January and I bought some stuff for my van. So it's lightweight materials, so you don't go to a hardware store and buy some wood. you need to go to a specialist company. Well, you need to, I mean, probably better because it needs to be lightweight. And lightweight materials will cost probably around 3 times more than normal materials, but then again, you're using less fuel and you may be keeping your van under 3.5 tons, so it's worth actually buying the proper stuff. It possibly even works out cheaper in the long run as well. Okay, now, company here that makes water bottle, not water bottles, water storage tanks, and they build them to order. So if you actually got a funny shape in your van, like here, well, they can do something like that. Now that is extremely useful if you're mass producing something. You've got a design, and then you can actually fill up all the empty space possible. And why not fill it up with water tank? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where the water tank actually goes. On my right, we have this company, Elgena, which makes 12-volt boilers. You might rather have that than gas boiler. I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm not filming you. I was filming that.
Okay.
Why? Why? What's wrong with your company? Are you sort of criminal or something?
It has something to do with our faces.
Sorry?
Sorry?
Oh, well, there's somebody from a company who doesn't want to be filmed, but I wasn't actually filming his company at all. So we'll get a quick look and we'll get the name, which is Heckeverth Technology mit Holzwerkstoffen, and we will not use their products. Okay, Renault, oh, see, somebody else doesn't want to be filmed. Renault do lightweight panels, which extremely lightweight panels. Now, I mentioned their Vollringer, but this is actually in a totally new class of material. Extremely lightweight. You can see it in other films I've done, anyway, got something like this shape here, which is, you know, if you had to lift that up, okay, it wouldn't be particularly heavy, but in this case, you can probably lift up 4 or 5 and you won't be straining yourself at all. So I'm not particularly strong, but I can easily hold 4 of these in one arm. Probably not the arm I've got carpal tunnel disorder in, but all the same. All right, 12-volt material. Oh, we have here this is fabrics which can be used in camper vans, and I don't know if they have to use special fabrics for camper vans, but anyway, door closures and handler system. You know, that's probably not for you doing your own builds, but certainly if you are involved in manufacturing, that might interest you. Okay, more windows. Again, though, this is very much for people who are, you know, manufacturers, major manufacturers. Okay, for cold protection, or we've got a bit of Victron Energy. Caravan do audio, video, mobile. They've got a rear vision system. Oh, here, lithium batteries. You know, I'm a big believer in lithium. Since I installed a 250 amp lithium battery in my van, it's changed my mobile life completely. Oh, NDS. I had one of their batteries in my van. It was this big thing. Green Power, it was called. Oh, more lightweight materials, curved doors, special components. formaldehyde free, full colour, water and heat resistance. I hope that all were formaldehyde free. I would hope. Maybe they're not. Okay, right, now here we've got Alco. Lots of interesting products on Alco. Suspension is largely it, but I want to show you, in fact we'll have a walk over there right now. Oh, but I do, whilst here, Ramus do windows, they do these blinds as well. There's no blind in there, but they find one with a blind in it. Well, they do blinds anyway, you'll have to take my word for it on that one. Oh, here we are. There. Let's go over. There's Truma. You know that company because they do the gas. Now, some of the Alco systems are for caravans and what have you. They do these suspension systems within, for example, I mean, I've spoken quite a lot about the Heimer suspension system. But one thing I really do want to show you is this here. This hybrid power chassis from, there, look at that. So what you've got here, you've got a diesel engine up the front, oh sorry, you've got a battery in here, you've got in the rear, you've got the electric. So what you do with this one battery, I can't remember off the top of my head how the size of it is anyway, but that'll take you approximately 50 Ks. So you've put another one, you get 100 Ks off there. That is powering the rear wheels. Up front you've got a diesel. So what you do, and in the future maybe it'll when you come into the emission zone, it will automatically change. But at the moment you've got to change it yourself. But you can see this film that we've got up here. Combustion engine shuts off. This is just a plan actually. It's not the case at present. And that will engage the electric mode. As it stands at the present, you've got to do it yourself. But that means you can go into a zero emission mode. I wonder, would that, for example, if you use this in London, for example, would it mean you didn't have to pay the, whatever you call it, the entry fee or whatever? I can't remember the word for it now. Okay, there's Tula, who do the awnings and bike racks and things like that. And okay, came back. There's Dometic, and we're going to have a chat with the owner of this van as well before long. Okay, that is just a short taste of what you can do, what you can see when you're here. Got these very, very interesting equipment. I could spend the entire 10 days in these halls alone, and sort of dreaming about things like these seats. About 3 or 4 companies here to make seats for motorhomes. So, I hope you found that of interest. If you did, you might want to subscribe to my channel. It just gives you, an idea. If you saw anything as I was walking through, now I was trying to walk through very quickly, but if you saw anything you particularly liked, do let me know, and I'll try and do it in more detail. I'm going to finish off with 2 companies. The first is this one here. This is SOG. It's a SOG system. Toilets. It's it's a more, should we say, a more natural form rather than using the putting chemicals in. I'll also look at that in more detail in the future. Next is the last one I'm going to mention, this company here, Horex. They do various types of equipment for motorhomes, such as these blinds. They do slide outs, such as that one there, which is a manual slide out. We have got here the electronic slide out, like that, in this very nice road trip. They also do bicycles. Oh, they've got this automatic bicycle, which I'm going to have to do a film on. It's got an automatic gearbox. Sorry, no, I wasn't. A bicycle with an automatic gearbox. I've never heard of it before I came here. And these type of blind systems. And and they do doors as well. There you go. Okay, so I'm finishing now. That's it from here, from Dusseldorf. I hope you found that of interesting, and thanks for watching.